Same couple relationship, if you go and meet it as a proper healthy challenge, it will give you tremendous things. But if you take it as a kind of annex to suck the life out of it until it's completely dead and like a nightmare, that will not work. Yeah.
I'm joined by Uriel Yariv, who has 2 decades of Tantric teaching and practice, and as well as the study of mystical Christianity, Tibetan Buddhism, and modern psychology, and he has taught courses and workshops on all aspects of human life. And today he's with me to answer the question, is it possible with Tantric wisdom for a couple to create a life and a relationship beyond their wildest dreams? Shall we begin? What makes a couple's relationship so important, Uriel?
You see, in the view of Tantra, and in the view of many currents of psychology, and if I may say in my own personal view, life is the science and challenge of relating. Life is here to teach us how to relate to others. And the couple relationship is the main relationship, the meaningful other. So the essential lesson of, let's say, the outer human life is how to relate. We have our inner challenges as well, how to relate to ourselves and to conquer ourselves. But when it comes to the outer world, life is a science of relating, and the couple relationship is the most important relationship, and therefore it has tremendous significance.
This is an area that a lot of couples find frustrating, is full of heartache and pain, and many give up.
There's hope, Vivienne. Yes, there's hope. That's why we're doing a course, because there is hope. You see, the challenge is very big, and people don't see it enough as a challenge. They see the couple relationship as an annex. The job is a challenge. Having fun is a challenge. Health is a challenge. Couple relationship is an annex to regenerate. Put me there. Yeah, that's the couple, and then it doesn't work. If you would come to your job as a kind of, oh, I come here to regenerate, I need a bigger chair. Work, no man, no, it's early, no. Work will not go well. I used to like my job, I used to get money, now I got fired, I don't get it. Same couple relationship, if you go and meet it as a proper healthy challenge, it will give you tremendous things. But if you take it as a kind of annex to suck the life out of it until it's completely dead and like a nightmare, that will not work. Yeah.
Is one of the problems that the couple relationship won't fit into a preconceived shape that the couple have? They can't hammer it into the right shape.
Yes, exactly. You see, we look at the couple relationship as something to consume, as a product. It gives me some buzz, some pleasure, some self-esteem, some comfort, some sense of security, belonging. I look and I check, and then I see if I want it, and then I pay for it. And it looks like that, and that's, like you said, this is our preconceived idea, and we try, like you said, to hammer the relationship into that. Actually, it's a school so we can relate better. Life is the challenge of relating towards perfectly relating. So if I come in a relationship with my beloved to study how to relate better, and I am ready to transform and to learn to love more, I will have an excellent relationship. Or towards, if I start very low, it won't be excellent to begin with. But it will go towards. And if not the first, then the second. If not the second, then the third relationship will be really amazing. if I come with this determination to modulate myself into someone that can relate better, that can transform, that can love better.
And you talked to me about the promise of the relationship, like the heart of gold at the center of every relationship. Can you tell us more about that, Uriel?
Yeah. You see, I know you're in England, but I'm going to speak it in a more American way. Life sucks sometimes. And it looks like it doesn't have any meaning and it just drags. And then we fall in love. And even if we're very flat, generally, life is sparkling. It has meaning. We are engaged. The heart is open. It's great. Let me have it life. I'm ready. And it goes on like this in the beginning of the relationship, that central piece of life. Like we said, life is the science of relating, and then suddenly the main relationship is gold. It creates so much love and strength and happiness in me. And that's the promise of paradise. And then when we are teenagers, or whenever we have our first real love, real falling in love, there is this promise of paradise, because we experience a form of paradise on earth. And then it goes downhill generally. And then we say, okay, maybe the person, it was the wrong person. Now I get it, it was the wrong person. Okay. Finish the relationship, some heartache, some therapy sessions, good. Next relationship. Now again I fall in love. And now, oh yeah, it was that person that was the problem, because I feel it again and it's all working. And then after 6 months, 1 year, 3 months, whenever the beginning is over, again it's bad. Said, oh, okay, I guess it's these two people. That's the problem. And some people, they start, oh, maybe it's me, and they start to have self-worth issues and so forth. After you do it for a few times, you lose hope. What to do? To just have relationships of 3 months anyway, you're broken after, you need some time to recover, it's not working. So, to attain this continuity of the paradise, you get 3 months subscription to paradise for free. This is the universal marketing of love. They really want to teach humans to love. But then you need to start paying your subscription with your transformation. And we need to start to learn the tools, the understanding, how to make the other one happy, how to love, how to be empathic, how to care, how to listen very well, how to know what we really want, how to balance, not to be too pleasing, not to be too authoritative, how to heal if we have violent tendencies, and so forth. And if we are willing to go through the process, then we pay. We had 3 months for free, and then we worked in the 4th month, and we can continue to access the paradise. And then if we work on the 5th, we can continue. And this is the good news that this course is bringing, that yes, my God, it's possible. And yes, I have known such relationship and am knowing currently such relationships myself. And yes, our students throughout the years, and friends and colleagues and teachers that have followed the principles that we will share, really follow them, not just understand them or theorize them, but really put them in practice, then yes, it's possible. You can have paradise in year 3, in year 5, you can be in love with the same buzz of the beginning, slightly different because some years have passed, but still with that paradisiacal feeling, with this drunkenness, with this wine in the heart, again and again and again, renewed.
What's the motivation for doing this course now?
Well, so many people come to us, both to Maria and myself, both as a psychologist and as a Tantra teacher, our students and clients, and it's one of the main things that people ask. And I've worked a lot one-on-one, one-on-two, one-on-two with couples. I worked with a lot of couples. And the same fundamental principles repeat. And we've done this course here in Chiang Mai several times with groups of people, and we've seen the effects. We've seen, okay, people have a better couple relationship, and it touches me, Vivienne, when I see that,
And presumably you want to help people avoid pain and confusion, despair, self-destructive behavior when they feel they can't make a relationship work. It must be very profound.
Yeah, I mean, some of our students and friends, work for a decade with them and with some clients, and all the problems and all the difficulties, when they can have a functional relationship. Before, some of them were taking pills for depression and anxiety. But then, if you really know how to relate, I said, well, you're not seeing your psychologist taking your pills anymore? No, look at her. I said, yeah, I look at her, I understand why you don't need these things, because you click, you made it. So, it really touches me, and both the pain of people that don't succeed and blame the world, or blame themselves passively, because that also doesn't work. You just blame yourself excessively. It's all my fault and I don't have self-worth and I will do nothing about it because I cannot, because I am unworthy and so forth. Or to blame the others and not do anything about it. But as soon as a person takes responsibility and says, okay, yeah, like everyone else, I have 4 or 5 issues to transform and grow with if I want a healthy relationship. If I shout at people that are close to me, that's not going to work. If I put on masks and just become pleasing, that's not going to work. If I cannot express affection, that's not going to work. If I'm afraid of any contact in the bedroom, that's also not going to work. If I'm not empathic, if I can't listen, that's also not going to work. Okay, I have these 5 things. Everybody has their things. Let's rub our hands and start, action. And then if you act, you don't need to be perfect to have a relationship. But if you're on your way up, and you're not stubbornly defending your defects as if it was your vital organs. Don't take away my violence. It's like you cut off my liver. No, just the same. You, not violent. No problem. You'll be fine. So, the process of attaining a relationship is much better than having sessions with me as a psychologist. If I'm able to give these tools to people, and they can have a functional relationship, they can live their lives and spend their money on something else. It's good for everyone.
Uriel, can you explain some of the tools that you'll be using on the course?
The course will be very pragmatic. We will touch how to receive feedback, how to grow in love, how to become better listeners, what happens when you fight. For example, there's a whole trance state that we enter when we fight. How to do it? You will fight in a relationship, but how to manage those fights better. We will look at the long-term evolution of the relationship and see how to tackle it in the correct moments in time. Yeah, people, for example, fix the relationship only when it's broken. But if you fix the relationship before it breaks, it won't be broken. Because you can fix it, but you fix it too late. Fix it before it's broken, for example. And we will look a lot at unveiling the true longing in the heart for love. So we long for love much more than we confess to ourselves. Because that longing hurts, because it has no outlet, because we don't know how to relate and how to create such a couple relationship. And because that wish for love, that longing for love is suppressed, we have little power to love. What we will do in this course, we will grow that power to love and we will give it a creative outlet. You want to love? Grow in your capacity to be a better lover. Transform what needs to be transformed. Grow in your capacity to love, and then you can unleash this tremendous power, which is the wish for love. Let it. And then it will become a creative power of transformation and eventually lead to love.
In the process of finding that deep inner longing, do people have to come across barriers, limitations, inborn tendencies, habits of thinking and behaving that they then have to dismantle somehow?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So it's like everything that stands on the way for both lovers, on the way to having this paradisiacal, loving, but also down to earth, healthy, wonderful relationship, all these tendencies will become evident by contrast to that love. And then all these patterns that you mentioned, okay, for some people they have a cyclicity. They can be open, and then they close emotionally. And that's just how they live their life. And when you are alone, you don't notice. Open, close, and then you just binge on Netflix or something. That's okay. That's me closed. It doesn't feel so bad. But when you have a lover, the lover will be hurt. And then you're like, yeah, that's just me. Every 3 days I close up. But it hurts, you understand? Yeah, but that's me. And then if you have the willingness and you see the relationship is a challenge and it's one of the main pillar challenges of my life, you say, okay, I need to work on this pattern. Let me look into this closing. Or people that are aggressive and they want to control people that they love. People that are hyper attached and needy. As soon as they have a relationship, poof, they drop their life and they're just completely suffocating their beloved with horrible attachments, and they think that's love. So on the way to the couple relationship, we will purify all our negative on the way to the ideal couple relationship, we will purify all these negative tendencies, and it's good for us. No, it's good not to be moody, it's good not to be aggressive, it's good to be empathic, it's good to be a good listener. It's anyway good for us.
You say purify. What kind of processes would you use? Would you encourage people to be totally truthful with a partner, even if it didn't put them in a good light?
For sure. For sure, it's very important to have this truthfulness, and very, very important to have, like you say, not to put us in a good light, to have a healthy mechanism of feedback. You see, in a couple relationship, some of what we do hurts the other. That's just part of it. And then if the other can say, "Ow, that hurts," I can give you feedback. It was a very nice day, but that comment really hurt. Or that look, or that kind of frozenness, that really hurt. Now, if I can't take feedback from my beloved, what will my beloved do? This hurts and that hurts, and she can't tell me because I get aggressive. If she gives me feedback, she will need to aggress back. You're stepping on my toe. Don't tell me what I'm doing. But you're stepping on, she'll need to kick me so that I stop stepping on her toe. If there is no outlet of healthy feedback that you're willing to say, "Oh, I understand, that look must have been painful. I can't promise I'll not do it again because it's a strong tendency inside of me, but I will work on it. And it will get better because I love you and I want to be a better lover for you, and I will work on it. And it will repeat less and less frequently until I overcome it." Good. If there is a feedback, then you don't need to fight. If there is no feedback, once your lover hurts you, the only way to make them stop hurting you is to fight. Yeah, so it's very, very important, this truthfulness and this willingness to have the intimacy to openly share our defects so that we can work on them.
From the Tantric perspective, how would you describe intimacy?
So, intimacy, a little bit like the game of the word, yeah? In me, you see. Intimacy describes the level of intimacy describes the level of the depth of the connection. If you go to the airport, in the airport information, and you ask where is flight so-and-so, and they tell you, that's a very low level of intimacy. It's just an exchange of information. But if I tell you, Vivienne, my grandmother died 4 or 5 years ago, and every time I think about her, I feel like crying. Even now, I feel like crying. I love her so much, and I miss her. I share with you something that is far deeper, and that creates an intimacy. Now, the things that we have inside and we don't share, they become rotten in time. Like water that doesn't flow becomes a swamp, or air that doesn't flow becomes moldy. When we have certain emotions, fears, desires, passions, joys, aspirations that we never share, they will start to decay and become negative. So it is of tremendous importance to have one or a few people that we can be extremely intimate with and share the depth of our being with. Because when we share, it heals, it becomes harmonious, it is integrated. And it is one of the most important things to learn in a couple relationship is deep, deep intimacy. When you see a person, you can speak to a person for 2-3 minutes, and you've done a lot of interviews in your life. This is your job, to look at people and to feel them. And you can sense, well, this person has very little intimacy with anyone. You can just feel, because they hold stuff inside which they never share, and it's like me against the world. I'm the only one who knows these things about myself, and I will outsmart, and you feel there's an impurity. And people that have this, at least with one person, this is all that I am, and the other person, our beloved, is all that they are, and we just share like that, we become very healthy inside.
Is this inability that modern couples in general might have, the inability to share truthfully, to give and receive feedback, to be intimate in this way, sharing everything, the deepest secrets before they go rotten inside them? Is that the heart of the problem that people are struggling with, or the core of the problem that people are struggling with in the society today?
It's one of the core problems. Yes. It is in fashion to be in fashion. It is in fashion to have an image of me instead of me. I take my selfie from this side because this side is beautiful. All my selfies, I don't take from this side, it's not good. That there I don't know, and only with that light, And it is cultivated. You get more likes, more money, more this, if you only show a part of yourself. It's not necessarily deliberately cultivated, but it is cultivated. And the confusion of the image of me and me is very much in fashion. And what we aim to bring with this course is a simple returning to the simple transparency and intimacy of who we are, from this side and from that side, and beautiful and ugly, strong and weak, everything, but growing in all of that. Yes.
So what you're describing is quite a big lack of information available in the world for people to help them to know themselves and to relate and to be really willing to be intimate with their partners.
Yeah. Yes, and a lot of the workshops and knowledge about couple relationship is more like a quick fix. It's it shows in, the things that got popular, they are more easy to do, more simple, more simplistic. They don't touch the core of the problem because it looks like it's too much work and it's too complicated to explain. And then, people, they might fight less, they might be a little bit more creative in the bedroom, but they don't manage to maintain those paradisiacal states unless the transformation is very profound. And what we will aim to bring with this course is a really profound transformation, which is, it has a price, a beautiful price of sacrifice, wonderful sacrifice of our limitations, of our attachments, of our fears, of our negativity, in order to create that love. And I sacrifice my violence, and my lover sacrificed her insecurity, and I sacrifice my attachment, and my lover sacrificed her inhibition. And after 1 year, we are born again in love. Of course, we have a fresh beginning because we are new. The lover can look at you, wow, you used to get angry in such situations. You're not angry? Or you're just hiding it? No, I'm actually not angry. I figured it out. And when you are like that, I can be like this without being angry. And then you're not shy anymore. You can just be so open. Yes, I'm not shy. Then you fall in love again, obviously. That's the thing. And then you're fresh and fresh and fresh.
So no short-term fixes, a long-term fix. What are the qualities that couples will need when they embark on this course?
Well, I feel the main quality is to understand that you really, really want it. I haven't met somebody who doesn't really, really want it. I haven't met. But some people hide the fact that they really, really want it because they really, really believe they can't. So, to have hope that it's possible, and then to own your wish for wanting it, which will have so much energy, and that energy will be engaged with the hope to fulfill it, which is what we aim to infuse in the course. Yes, it's possible to have the relationship like your deepest heart wants, absolutely, but you need to engage your deepest heart. And once that energy, that wish that people have to have a relationship goes somewhere productive, it will create miracles after miracles, and then they will have faith more and hope more, and they will engage more. That's the main thing, to realize how much you want it and to realize that it's possible. And then to use the set of tools that we will give. And it just works if it's done like that. Pretty simple.
Some of the tantric tools like polarity, resonance, are these used to create that energy that you've just described that will carry people through?
Yeah, exactly. That paradise is created by the correct play of polarities. Once we understand the complementarity and our different roles as men, as women, what we need to play, and we play our roles archetypically, not stereotypically. This is not the course of how to become a stereotype, a rigid stereotype, but we play the roles archetypically, and we give each one our particular gift, and play that polarity and enjoy when our lover is different and complementary to us, rather than try to control them and make them like us. So once we understand this game of polarity, that's what creates intensity. That's what creates the vividness and the life in the relationship. And people somehow fear the life of the relationship because it's unpredictable. So they kill the polarity and the attraction, and they become the same. And then it's very routinized, and it's safe, and it's attached, but it's not very engaging. It's okay, like a sofa, okay, or like a back pain, okay, pretty good, okay, pretty bad. but it doesn't have that life that it had in the beginning when we were different, polar, and full of attraction. So if we understand polarity, and we allow the life of polarity, the life of this is somebody completely different, but so close and loves me so much and I love them so much, and the exchange never ends. Yeah? The earth is so different from the sun. Water and the soil of the earth so different from the sun, and they polarize, and the sun gives life to the earth and to the water. And it never ends like that. One is the sun and one is the earth and the water, and you continue to give life to each other. You play like that. Yeah, and then these things, they are written in the Tantras. They are written in the Tantra Loka and in Tantra Raja Tantra and in Tantra Sara and many other Tantric scriptures. They are written and they are explained, but quite cryptically. And most of the Tantras were written, 8th century, 10th century, 11th century. Go figure. So we aim to take these principles and make them without taking from their authenticity, but make them digestible. Tantra studied couple relationship in its archetypical form like a meditation, like people mastered meditation and people mastered prayer and other traditions. Tantrics took centuries to look at couple relationship, to look at love, to look at the erotic life and say, this, like that, like prayer, you can go all the way to the highest spiritual accomplishments by being a great lover. So we will aim to bring these principles like polarity, resonance, principle of correspondence, we will aim to bring them quite hands down, not so much philosophically, but quite hands down to what to do in the couple relationship.
Would you say that there is in general quite an ignorance around love and passion and their roles in relationship?
Yes. You see, countries and advisors and politicians and journalists, they are so busy with bringing more GDP, and we have enough GDP. We need love, Look how much energy is put in creating a little bit more money that creates a little bit more comfort. And how much people are occupied, so many tens of hours every week revolving around other things that they don't want so intensely. People want love. And they are not happy if they don't have love. They can have some pleasure or comfort, but they don't have happiness. And their life doesn't feel like it has meaning, and it doesn't have meaning if they don't have love. And yet, they invest 40, 50 hours in work, 10, 20, 30 hours in entertainment, and, a week, and maybe an hour a year to study how to love more. Why not? Spend 3 hours a week to understand love and the nature, and you will become more loving.
Why do you think people are so frightened to explore love? As you say, choosing to put all their energy into work, into the outer world, rather than into their heart, than to knowing their own heart and knowing another's heart.
There's a certain safety in the measurable, predictable world, in the world that we can speak of explicitly. Money is so measurable, the number of likes and views is so measurable, and we tend to get caught up with that. We follow and fulfill what is easily measurable. Yeah, this is Maya in the Indian tradition, is that which can be measured. That's the illusion. The illusion is what can be measured. And then love is not as measurable, as you notice. You cannot quantify it as easily as likes or views or money or hours. And the culture is like that. It's a very, very measurable culture, a very accumulative culture. And the things that have objectively a great value, but they are not so easily measurable, they are ignored. So love and peace and all these things, they are set in a kind of secondary way. And once we own our direct experience inside, even if it's not measurable, but we know it. Hey, this is my life. When I had great love, I was happy and I had meaning. And when I didn't, no happiness and no meaning. So I gotta own this love thing. And I gotta figure it out. When we have the courage to do that, that's where the journey begins.
And the role of passion.
The game of humanity and passion is very complex. In Genesis, in the 3rd chapter, the story with the snake, yeah, they eat the apple, and God says to man, I'll say it first in Hebrew, "Velepetach chatat rovetz, v'tshukatcha elav, ve'ata timshol bo." So the sin is in front of you, and you will have a passion to go to it, and you will control it. So passion, when it is unconscious, is the source of a tremendous amount of human sin, if you take it from one side, human mistakes. And because we don't have enough inner transformational tools to transform passion into something positive, a kind of consensus of many societies was just, we're going to dial down passion. Just live with less passion. We can't handle you. Only express your passion there. Express your passion in that sport. Express your passion with that wife. In some societies, it's okay, have a few lovers and prostitutes and express your passion like that. Have a geisha or a courtesan or whatever. But it has to be very squarish. Once we start to know ourselves, and we start to gain and make our few steps, and it would be rather to do our first few steps with love. Start with love. Then know that you can transform. And then in the reality of great love, start to get to know your passion and grow in passion. Once passion is harmonized and intense, and you can live very intensely passionate with your lover for 30 years, to have great passion with the same lover, if you play the role of polarity correctly, and then that harmonious passion will make you alive. Fulfill with your beloved that you love, fulfill all your crazy fantasies, by all means, harmoniously. And you will see how purified you feel, how quiet, how at peace with yourself, because you have been, like we said before, intimate with your deepest, deepest passion. And then they don't bug you, they actually become a source of life.
Can you talk a bit about unlocking the creative potential that is often talked about as the erotic potential?
You see, our creative potential is our life. Let's say you're very tired. One is very tired and having a bit of work or needs to study for an exam, and you can barely get yourself to go on the computer, and it's late, and I drink something to wake me up, I don't know what, but I'm bored and I have to do this, I have to do this work. And then all of a sudden, you get a message from somebody, a romantic partner that you wanted for a long time, and they're not like, you know what, I can't stop thinking about you. Let's meet tonight, I want you. How much energy you will suddenly have? Where is the tiredness? Whoa! But where was that energy? Why can I not put it into? I was really, the work is very important for me. This is the final examen of my... But I can't access that energy for the final examen. And I can't access that energy for the work. But once I feel aroused, all night, what tiredness, no tiredness, what tiredness. So there is a huge potential of power inside of us. Human beings live with a small battery because they have access to a small creative potential. But once the big battery is awakened And like I said, you can live with your beloved tremendous passion, integrated in love and in a very erotic way. You will start to live like that. And you notice, it's been like 3 months since I was tired. I feel so energized and sharp and clear. And once that energy is harnessed and it lifts, it sublimes, we use it and harness it in the tantric ways using the specific meditations and breathing exercises and so forth, you feel extremely alive. Yeah, not like a Duracell bunny that you just don't know what to do with yourself, but this liveliness of a mental clarity, of the heart, of freshness. The whole day is like your best hour in the morning as a level of energy.
Well, that sounds wonderful. So to end, Uriel, how long before people can expect to see results?
Well, you can see result in one day. You can see results immediately if you take actions immediately. The moment that we see ourselves, so you understand something in class, how important it is to get feedback. And then it will be, it's a workshop, yeah? So you're active, and then you're, okay, look inside. Do you take feedback? And then if you're honest, you say, no, never. Me, feedback, forget about it. I shoot everyone in the head if they say the smallest thing about me. And then let's say the course is convincing, which we hope it is. And you say, okay, I'll take feedback. And then you tell your lover, let me have it. Not too much. 1 or 2 things. Let me have it. And that's, it can crack a relationship open in 10 minutes. Oh, for so long I wanted to tell you about this, and your smell, and your this, and your attitude. Okay, it's hard to hear, but I want to take feedback. I'm going to work on it. Doom, 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 doom. It's better. What a relief. So it can be immediate if you engage immediately. And it can never happen if you never put it in life.
Thank you very much.
Yes, it was fun. Thank you, Vivienne. Okay. Good.